Hi and Assalamu alaikum. I'm Shuhada. I will give a walkthrough on USA travelers' experience for business statistic capstone project submission. Let's meet our group members. There are 6 of us in this group: SHAHIMIL, Tasneem, me, NAZIRA, Fazi, and HALAH. Each member has their own part and contribution to this project. Let's move on to the first objective. For the first objective, we wanted to describe on passenger arrivals, which to describe statistically and generate proper charts to demonstrate the top 10 countries and arrivals to US in 2013. For this part, Shamil will be in charge. And by the way, it's arrival by airplane, not boat. Just so you know. Second objective, we wanted to describe statistically and provide the distribution of the ratings of hotels in New York. For this part, Halas will be in charge. Move on to the third objective. For the third objective, we wanted to see why people go to US. Is it for business or pleasure? So our third objective is to estimate the difference in mean percentage between business and pleasure travel by each month in 2013 by developing a 95% confidence interval estimate and to see which month has the highest and lowest mean difference. For this part, Fazi will be in charge. Move on to the fourth objective. For the first objective, we picked Boston Airbnb, and our objective is to test the estimation where the mean price per night in Boston Airbnb accommodation is $173. This figure is taken from Airbnb website by assuming 95% confidence interval. For this part, Tasneem will be in charge. And for the last objective, which is our fifth objective, we wanted to do a model building based on Boston Airbnb dataset. And for this objective, we wanted to test the correlation relation between the price per night with number of bathroom, beds, bedrooms, number of occupants, and also we wanted to develop a model that fit the equation. For this part, Nazira and me will be in charge. So let's move on to the first one.
In this video, I'll demonstrate how to do the data analysis based on the dataset given. In here, I have the dataset of top 10 countries' arrival to United States in the year 2013. Firstly, I've converted all this number into the table of percentage, like this. And the secondly, I'm using the data analysis tool in Excel to come up with descriptive statistic and generate by month and also countries. To summarize, from the mean given, it shows that in August, there are highest mean, which is 615411. Based on the country of residence, the highest mean is dominated by the Canada, or you can say from the continents of North America. And the last but not least, from the percentage itself, I can show that the highest number mean is 42.7%, which is from Canada. Thank you.
Hello, this is ABDULLAH. I'm going to do the star rating for hotels in New York. As you can see, first I did the descriptive analysis, followed by the frequency table and histogram. When we look at the descriptive analysis, we can see that the median and mode are similar to each other with the value of 3, and the mean was found to be 2.6 or almost 3. We will move now to the frequency table, where you can see that the frequency shows that the 3 stars hotel are found to be intensively in New York, and followed by the two stars hotel. After this, you can see here the histogram. We can see also the number of three stars hotel in New York is higher than the other hotels in New York. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Fuzzy. I'm going to cover the question to estimate the difference in mean percentage of business and pleasure travel by month in 2013 by developing 95% confidence interval estimate. First, let's take a look at the dataset that we have. 20 countries have come to the United States for the sake of business and pleasure, and we are going to take a look at the percent of total of each. So let's develop the confidence interval for each month separately for these countries. The calculation of the confidence interval while population standard deviation is unknown, we should take several steps. First, point of estimate. Second, sample standard deviation. Third, degree of freedom, t-value, and at the end we can calculate the confidence of interval for instance, for January by means of this formula and the previous information that we have. And in a nutshell, this table shows that August has the highest difference in mean percentage, and January, on the contrary, has the lowest difference in mean percentage. And thank you.
In objective number 4, we are going to test the estimation where the mean price per night in Boston Airbnb accommodation is $173, assuming 95% confidence interval. So the amount $173 is obtained from Airbnb official website. The first thing that we did was we cleaned the dataset from the original dataset. We only extracted the related variable, which is the price. From that, we found that the mean price for the whole samples is this value. In order to estimate the confidence interval for single population mean, we conducted one sample t-test, and from there, it is found that the confidence interval lies within these two amounts. Next, in order to test our claim that the mean price per night is whether it is $173, we conducted one sample t-test with alpha 0.05. From that, we found that the p-value, which is 0.709, is greater than the alpha. And from that, we conclude that H0 is not rejected. Therefore, there is sufficient evidence that the mean price per night in Boston Airbnb accommodation is $173.
I'm going to explain about our fifth objective, which is to develop a model to test the correlation relation between the prices per night with number of bathrooms, beds, bedrooms, and number of accommodates. So our original data set is Boston Airbnb listing. So here is data set which consists of many variables. So we have to clean this data set to satisfy our objective, which is we choose only the variables that we needed. So our dependent variables is price of the Airbnb accommodation in Boston, and our independent variables is the number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, number of beds, and number of accommodates. So we do the correlation, we find the Boston model, summary Boston model to find the multiple R squared, and then adjust the R squared, and then we do ANOVA Boston model. So here is the estimate of the multiple regression model, and then we do some improvement with adding a new variable, which is the room types, 1 for entire home and 0 otherwise. So this is the new data set, and then we do the same thing as before, and we do the conclusion with the rough prediction range of the standard deviation of the model error for the price of the accommodation. Thank you.